What if I told you that your Wi-Fi connection today has its roots in the First World War? It all started with the US Army and AM radio. So during World War One, before mobile networks, before Wi-Fi, before the internet in general, there was military radio. So armies relied on wired communications. So that's telegraphs and field phones. Now, obviously, the problem there, the enemy can cut your wires during a battle. So you can't exactly lay a new cable in the middle of the Battle of the Somme. It's going to take too long, isn't it? So the military needed something faster, more secure, and more importantly, with no wires. So they started using AM radio to send wireless voice messages. So they use something called vacuum tube transmitters, which are devices that amplify radio signals, makes them clearer and able to travel longer distances. So after World War One, they built on this technology and radio tech advanced, and it wasn't just used for voice, but also for data transmission. So by World War Two, and then moving into the Cold War, military communication had become a little bit more complex. So they developed microwave radio links, which could send signals between bases over long distances. So these acted as something called wireless backhaul, carrying data across multiple points. The same principle that is used in Wi-Fi today. So it was Morse code messages, encrypted battlefield reports, so early secure messaging over radio waves, radar signals, tracking enemy planes and ships, remote sensor data, detecting troop movements. This stuff feels really advanced, doesn't it, for kind of 1940s, 50s. But there was one big issue, because radio signals have limited range and reliability. You don't want some chump who's looking for talk sport tuning in when you're trying to move a battleship. So what's the solution? Relay stations. So these are early versions of what we now call wireless backhaul. So these stations pick up signals, amplify them and pass them along, just like Wi-Fi access points do today. So the next step, military organisations took wireless even further. So microwave radio links allow bases to communicate over long distances without cables. That is wireless backhaul, like I say, using the little sensors to bounce it off, sending data over multiple points and keeping signals reliable. Into the 60s and 70s, the military developed packet switching networks, which broke messages into small chunks and sent them along multiple paths. That is the foundation of the internet, because in the 80s and 90s, wireless networking improved. Engineers applied military backhaul concepts to civilian networks. Then you get Wi-Fi. So this is a direct connection. Wi-Fi is a local wireless network that connects your devices to the internet. But for Wi-Fi to work over large areas, businesses, campuses, cities, whatever it may be, it needs multiple access points to cover different locations. So the backhaul works exactly like those old military radio units, just faster and more efficient. So what this all means is that the same military backhaul technology that once guided battlefield artillery in the First World War is now powering some of the most advanced systems in the world. And it all started over 100 years ago with the US Army, a bit of AM radio, and basically trying to find solutions for the Germans